A mother in Memphis just said something that should break every American's heart. For the first time in 5 years, my kids have been able to play in the backyard. 5 years. I want you to think about that. Children imprisoned in their own homes while gangs ruled the streets. Until now. The National Guard rolled in and everything changed. No gunshots for 2 weeks. Kids are playing outside and neighbors are walking together. But their families celebrate their freedom and Democrats are losing their minds. They're calling ICE agents kidnappers, comparing security fences to the Berlin Wall, and declaring that we're living under a dictatorship. All while children finally get to play free again. It's insane. And the contrast is staggering, so stay with us. So just like Trump's National Guard brought peace to Memphis streets, you deserve peace of mind about your Medicare coverage. But the system is designed to confuse you. Endless mailers, fine print, pushy sales calls. Most seniors are trapped in the wrong plan, overpaying thousands yearly. And Chapter breaks through the chaos. In under 20 minutes, they compare all 24,000 plans to find your perfect fit. Their advisors are salaried and they're not commissioned. They work for you, not for insurance companies. And seniors save on average $1,100. And the annual enrollment period is now. So call Chapter at 910-728-4109 or visit askchapter.org/next, or again call 910-728-4109 today. So this is the America that media doesn't want you to see. A Memphis mother steps onto her porch and delivers testimony that destroys every narrative about Trump's authoritarianism. Listen to what life was like before the National Guard arrived and what changed when they did. Take a look.
Some of them might get married. And at this point, I don't give a damn. I'm not into politics. I'm not into all that extra stuff that people be losing their life over. I ain't into all that. You hear me? What else? But I will say thank you to Trump for bringing these National Guards and doing what they're doing down here in Memphis right now. You know, for the first time in 5 years. I've been in my home for 5 years. And for the first time, my kids have been able to play in the backyard and be able to do it comfortably. I haven't heard a gunshot in 2 weeks. I haven't seen any strange people walk up and down the street. Just a few weeks ago, I had somebody walk on the side of my house. None of that action's going on. I haven't seen no young YNs at the store posted. I haven't seen an empty interview fly past me in weeks. I'm sitting on my porch right now, and I'm watching kids outside playing. People outside walking with their kids, stuff I ain't never seen before living in my neighborhood. But all because we feel safe in this environment, unfortunately because of the things that are happening here in the city. I hate it to be this way, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Honestly, I truly feel that this is just a band-aid to the problem. I don't think this is going to completely fix everything. But to have a moment of peace, just thank you, Jesus.
For 5 years, her children could not play outside. Again, 5 years. But now they can. And that's not fascism, folks. That's freedom returning to forgotten Americans. But Democrats can't handle the success. Watch CNN's Maria Cardona completely lose it, accusing ICE agents of being criminals. She's actually encouraging people to interfere with federal law enforcement. And this is dangerous rhetoric from someone with a major platform. Check this out. It's insane.
Maria, can you talk about what the response should be? Earlier this week, I was talking to a congresswoman, and I said, look, should people actually be hanging around ICE? Is this only they're being baited into interactions that can justify action?
Look, let's remember that protesting peacefully is a right that we all have as American citizens, Audie, and one of the things that we cannot lose sight of here is the egregious violations of civil rights that ICE is involved in every single day.
See how she has to breathe through the lies. She's trying to work. She's like, the egregious lie. No, interfering with federal officers doing their jobs is not that's not protesting. That's a federal offense. And she's trying to go out there and do this. Keep watching. It's insane.
In so many communities, they are not there to keep the peace. They are there, I believe, to incite these protests that Donald Trump is now using as an excuse to bring in the federal troops. ICE is violating American citizens' rights. They are detaining American citizens for days on end. So the focus of ICE is not to deport violent, criminal, undocumented immigrants. In fact, the vast majority of immigrants that they have detained have absolutely no criminal record.
The point of ICE, they're not there to deport illegal aliens? Like, that's literally immigration control and enforcement. Like, how do you enforce somebody who's here illegally? You get rid of them. Like, that's their entire job. But these people don't even seem to comprehend that small little topic. It's insane. This has been a federal law for over 200 years about illegal immigrants. And all of a sudden now they have a problem when it's about to go over to their next issue. We're going to go back into the full feed.
And on top of that, they are detaining American citizens as well. Yes.
But is it a good strategy to antagonize ICE, right? Follow ICE, take a lot of videos. Like, there's an argument that the administration is making that this is itself the threat.
As long as they are not, these protesters or the people who are videotaping the ICE agents are not physically attacking the ICE agents, absolutely it's within their right, Audie. It's the only way that Americans are aware of these massive violations of civil rights that ICE agents are involved in. The images, these videos, are the ones that are telling us, look at what they're doing. They're slamming women, children, on the floor, separating families. They attacked a priest, for God's sake, a reverend. They attacked him, shooting pellets at him. I mean, these things are egregious, Audie, and we cannot lose sight of that. Again, the protests and these videotapings have to be peaceful, but that is absolutely within the right of American citizens to do that, to show the world these massive violations of civil rights by ICE.
All right.
They just showed a bunch of people blocking the entrance and exit for the ICE facility, which is impeding the federal officers doing their jobs. And she literally said, kidnapping innocent men, women, and children. She's talking about law enforcement arresting criminals. This is how deranged the left has become. The Vice President J.D. Vance spelled out why federal intervention was necessary in Chicago, and local leaders abandoned their citizens to gang rule. So watch him explain the simple truth Democrats still cannot admit. Take a look.
Well, I'd say to Governor Stitt, you have to look at what's happening on the ground in Chicago. And the reason why Illinois is a different case from Chicago is because Chicago has been given over to lawlessness and gangs for too long, George. If you look at the murder rates in Chicago, the violent crime rates, you have women who have young families. They're terrified their kids are going to get killed in a drive-by shooting. We have accepted this for far too long in the United States of America and some of our biggest cities. And Chicago, unfortunately, is the worst. It's a beautiful city. It's got great people. We know the gross majority of the violent crime in that city is committed by a very tiny fraction of the population. Why shouldn't federal troops empower the people in Chicago to live safe lives when the governor and the local mayor just simply refuse to do their job?
You literally put that so succinctly into one little package. Why shouldn't federal troops empower people in Chicago to live safe lives? Because Democrats prefer chaos. They control over peace. They don't want. It's so insane. Meanwhile, in Portland, the usual suspects rioted outside an ICE facility. Andy Ngo caught the peaceful protesters showing their true colors. And this is what Democrats defend while children in Memphis can finally play outside. Watch.
conventional measures, impact conditions, or other physical force.
So screaming racial slurs at counter-protesters, but we're supposed to believe ICE agents are the problem? They then came peak at absurdity. An Illinois Democrat, Emmanuel Chris Welch, actually compared a security fence around an ICE facility to the Berlin Wall. Watch him invoke Reagan while defending chaos. And you guys, like, you can't make this stuff up. Watch.
American president actually ordered an iron fence to be erected in American City. Just as the Berlin Wall did in 1961, this fence stands as a symbol of division. This fence is a symbol of dividing families. This fence is a symbol of dividing communities. This fence is a symbol of dividing Americans. And this fence is a symbol of denying American constitutional rights.
I wonder who he paid to write these speeches, because what he's saying is absurd. Oh my, like, it's, I can't even process how bad this is and how the optics, like, of course we're going to make fun of him for this. It's terrible. It's the worst comparison in history. We're going to continue.
This fence is also a distraction. Let's be clear. This fence is a distraction.
No, your bald head is a distraction.
And a reinforcement of the havoc Trump has wreaked on our nation. We must pull back all of these fences and all of these barriers to the American dream. Mr. Trump, tear down this fence now.
You know what? Reading that probably sounded so much better than what he was saying. It's so bad.
Tear it down. Tear down this symbol of division. Tear down this symbol of destruction. Tear it down and tear it down now.
So he wants to tear down fencing in front of an ICE facility so his protesters and the people that riot there nightly can just get into it. He literally said, Mr. Trump, tear down this fence. It's a fence protecting federal agents from Molotov cocktails. It's now a symbol of communist oppression. And that's the Democrat logic in 2025. But the crown jewel of leftist hysteria belongs to Senator Chris Murphy. He went on TV to declare we're not on the verge of authoritarianism. We're already in it. And his evidence is that Trump is restoring law and order. Watch.
Have you flipped already into the authoritarianism? Is there a way out? I mean, give us your unvarnished thoughts here.
Well, listen, I mean, we are not on the verge of an authoritarian takeover. We're in the middle of it. Now, it's not too late. We haven't lost our democracy. But, we sometimes like to think of the first term Donald Trump, the bumbling White House that didn't seem to have any theory of the case from day to day. This is a very different...
It's the same White House that was bumbling that Obama had all of his staffers in to undermine the presidency, as we're discovering in documents now. They did that intentionally. Now they're going to use that against him.
From White House, right? Stephen Miller and his gang, they have a plan. They have a plan that they are executing to transition our country from democracy to something fundamentally different, maybe even autocracy. And
we don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. Say it again. Constitutional republic.
And that's what I tried to lay out on the floor today, is how this plan is being operationalized every single day. But no, it is not a lost cause. Ultimately, what we know from history is that when a big enough portion of the population, the number's normally around 2%, show up to protest, are regularly engaged in peaceful civic action, sand gets thrown in the gears of the attempts to destroy the democracy, that you end up saving it. So we have an opportunity in these elections this November to send a signal. We have an opportunity through the protests on October 18th to show the country and the world that we aren't lying down. So this is a serious moment. It's almost lost, but it's definitely not lost yet.
He literally said, we're in the middle of it. All of this while kids in Memphis are playing outside for the first time in 5 years. He sees dictatorship. And that's how broken that their worldview is. So here's what's really happening, guys. Trump is doing what local Democrats refuse to do, which is protect innocent Americans. In Memphis, mothers are crying tears of joy. In Chicago, federal troops are reclaiming neighborhoods from gangs. And cities that Democrats abandoned are being restored. And the contrast could not be clearer. On one side, you have families families celebrating safety, children playing, communities are healing. On the other, you have Democrats calling this tyranny while defending the criminals who terrorized these neighborhoods for years. They're not upset about authoritarianism. They're upset about losing control. For decades, Democrats have kept urban Americans trapped in war zones, dependent on government that never delivered safety. Now Trump's breaking that cycle, and they're literally panicking. And Maria Cardona calls it kidnapping when ICE arrests MS-13 members. Chris Murphy calls it a dictatorship when children can play outside. And Emmanuel Welch invokes the Berlin Wall to protect rioters. This isn't principled opposition. It's desperation from a party watching their urban plantation system collapse. And that Memphis mother said it best. This is just a band-aid to the problem. And she's right. But it's a band-aid that's letting her children experience childhood for the first time, and it's allowing that community to heal. And Democrats, they're furious about it, and their choice is crystal clear. Trump brings safety and order and hope to abandon Americans, and Democrat brings excuses, chaos, and dependence. And no wonder they're screaming authoritarianism. Accountability feels like oppression when you've never faced it before. So if you stand with law and order, smash that subscribe button. Final thoughts are coming up now. So this matters because, safety isn't a political talking point. It's a human right. That Memphis mother waited 5 years to let her children play outside, and 5 years of gunfire as background noise, and 5 years of teaching kids that sidewalks are battlefields. And when Trump finally sent help, Democrats call it fascism. They're telling you that children playing safely is authoritarianism, that arresting MS-13 is kidnapping, that protecting federal agents from Molotov cocktails is building the Berlin Wall. They've completely inverted reality because your safety threatens their power. So here's the question. Should federal forces stay in the cities until local leaders prove they can maintain order, or should they withdraw immediately? Yes to stay, no to withdraw. Sound off in the comments below. And I think every child deserves to play outside without fear, and every mother deserves to sleep without counting gunshots. And that used to be called civilization. Now Democrats are calling it dictatorship. Also, if you can, grab your next news gear in the description and stand with those who stand for safety.